Have you ever looked around this world and felt like you don't belong? Maybe it's in the way people treat each other. Maybe it's the noise, the chaos, the rules that never made sense to you. Or maybe you've always carried this quiet ache inside, an ancient homesickness for a place you can't name. If so, you're not alone. And no, you're not broken. You're not lost. You're not imagining things. You may be part of something far bigger than you realize. You may be one of the souls Dolores Cannon called the 3 waves of volunteers, a group of extraordinary beings who incarnated on Earth not to learn lessons, but to help, to shift the vibration, to support the planet during one of its most pivotal moments, and to guide humanity toward a new Earth. In today's journey, we're going to explore exactly who these volunteers are, why they came, what their souls carry, and most importantly, how to know if you are one of them. So take a deep breath, drop into your heart, and let the remembering begin. Who was Dolores Cannon? Before we dive into the 3 waves themselves, we need to understand the woman who brought this revelation to light. Dolores Cannon was not a mystic in the traditional sense. She was a humble, curious, deeply grounded regressionist who, over the course of 40 years, conducted thousands of hypnosis sessions, each one a journey into the subconscious mind, past lives and beyond. Through her technique, which she called quantum healing hypnosis technique, QHHT, clients accessed not just memories of their Earth lives, but lifetimes on other planets in other dimensions, and even as non-physical beings of light. They spoke from the voice of the subconscious, the higher self, the all-knowing soul consciousness, and shared information Dolores herself couldn't possibly have known. And in session after session, with people from all walks of life, all over the world, a pattern began to emerge. Different souls, same story. I don't feel like I belong here. I don't understand humans. I came to help, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. That's when Dolores realized these souls were volunteers. They had chosen to come to Earth during this time of planetary shift, not for karmic reasons, but in service. And they came in waves, each wave with its own purpose, its own frequency, its own sacred role. Why Earth needed help? But why? Why would so many souls choose to incarnate on Earth, especially now in a time of so much darkness, confusion, and density? According to Dolores' clients, speaking from their higher selves, Earth was in trouble. After World War II, the vibrational frequency of the planet had plummeted. Fear, hatred, violence, and separation were dominating the collective consciousness. And yet, Earth was at a tipping point. Humanity had reached a level of technological advancement where it could destroy itself, and the planet, if its consciousness didn't evolve to match. In Dolores' words, they were messing with things they didn't understand. The alarm went out into the universe. Earth is a free will planet. That means higher beings, ascended masters, and other civilizations cannot interfere directly. They can't swoop in and save us. But what they can do is send volunteers, souls who agree to be born as humans, who forget who they are, and who anchor higher frequencies from within the system. In short, the universe called for help, and you answered. The first wave, the pioneers. Let's start with the first wave of volunteers. These are souls who began incarnating around the late 1940s through the 1960s, right after the detonation of the atomic bomb. These beings are the trailblazers, the brave ones who stepped into a dense, emotionally chaotic Earth to begin shifting the collective frequency, even if it broke their hearts. Dolores said these souls are often highly sensitive. They've felt alienated since childhood. Many describe their childhoods as lonely, painful, or even traumatic, not because of specific events, but because the vibration of Earth was unbearable to them. Many in the first wave experienced chronic depression, suicidal thoughts, extreme sensitivity to violence, noise and human cruelty, an overwhelming desire to go home, though they didn't know where that was. One client under hypnosis said, "I volunteered to come. I knew it would be hard, but I didn't know it would be this painful." Many first wavers have trouble with relationships, especially intimate ones, because human behavior seems foreign. Some never marry. Some have few or no children. They often feel a deep pull to nature, animals, or solitude. And yet, despite their pain, their very presence changed the earth. They were the shock absorbers, the frequency holders. They didn't have to do anything grand. Just by being here, they shifted the field. Their mission, anchor light, break old systems, open the gateway, and they did it beautifully, even if they don't remember. The second wave, the frequency holders. Next came the second wave, born roughly between the 1970s and 1980s, though the boundaries are flexible. These souls came in once the first wave had paved the way. The energetic groundwork was laid, and now it was time to raise the frequency further. The second wavers are the bridges, the transmitters of energy. Dolores described these souls as incredibly gentle, empathic, and emotionally detached from drama and duality. They came not to shake the system, but to radiate light. Many second wavers feel emotionally neutral, not cold but balanced, are drawn to healing, energy work, or creative expression, avoid conflict and confrontation at all costs, struggle to find purpose in a traditional sense. Dolores noted that many in this group don't have children. The reason? They didn't want to create karma that would bind them to the earth cycle again. They often say, "I just want to do my work and go home." What is their work? To simply be. Second wavers often feel they're not doing enough because they're not out protesting or building massive platforms, but their energy is their mission. They are like frequency towers, calm, steady, radiant. And just by existing, they uplift everyone around them, even if they don't speak a word. The third wave, the builders of new earth. And then we have the third wave, the souls born from the 1990s onward, often referred to as indigo, crystal, or rainbow children. These are the ones who didn't come to shift the old system. They came to build the new one. Third wavers are often gifted from a very young age. Many remember past lives, speak of star systems, have psychic abilities, or create healing modalities no one taught them. They are deeply sensitive but not as fragile. They came prepared. Their souls knew what they were walking into, and they're not here to play small. Traits of the third wave: high intelligence, especially emotional or energetic intelligence, disdain for authority or outdated systems, deep concern for the environment, animals, and social justice, often mislabeled with ADHD, autism spectrum, or behavioral issues. These souls learn through embodiment. They're here to ground the new energies into practical, visible forms through technology, education, healing, art, and conscious leadership. Many of them are awakening early in life. Some need help remembering who they are, and some are still navigating the intense density of Earth, but they came in groups, in clusters, and they are rising. Their mission: create, embody, lead, and they will once they're reminded of their power. Pause, a moment for reflection. So now I invite you to take a moment, place a hand on your heart, close your eyes if you feel safe, and ask yourself softly, which wave feels like home to me? Maybe you're from the first wave, still healing the wounds of a lifetime spent feeling foreign. Maybe you're a second waver, quietly holding light in a world that often doesn't see you. Maybe you're third wave, still discovering your voice, your gifts, your role in the new earth. Or maybe you're a blend, a soul who's come back in different waves over time. Whatever you feel, trust it. This is not about labels, it's about remembrance. You are not just a person. You are a soul on assignment, here by choice, here by love, and Earth needs you. Absolutely. Here is part 2 of the full script for the 3 waves of volunteers Dolores Cannon discovered, why you came to Earth. This section continues the deeply emotional, soul-rooted storytelling, while bringing us closer to that 6,000+ word mark. As promised, let's continue the challenges each wave faces. It's one thing to come here with a mission. It's another to carry it out in a world that doesn't remember who you are. Each wave carries a unique vibration, and with that, unique challenges. Let's go deeper. First wave challenges. The first wavers are the oldest souls in this volunteer system. They agreed to incarnate when Earth's vibration was at its lowest. Post-World War II, nuclear trauma, deep separation consciousness. For many of them, the shock of being here was immediate. Even as children, they felt the dissonance, the cruelty in schools, the competition, the confusion of human emotions. Many never fully integrated into society. They often describe feeling an overwhelming sadness with no name, suffering in silence, suppressing their spiritual gifts for fear of being judged or institutionalized, wanting to leave Earth but feeling guilty about it. Dolores said many first wavers were so empathic, they literally absorbed the pain of those around them. Their physical bodies took on symptoms that didn't belong to them, and still, they stayed. If you're part of this wave, please hear this. You were never weak for feeling deeply. You were never broken for not fitting in. You were the one who stepped in first so others could follow. You made it safer for the rest of us to wake up. You are the roots of this awakening. Thank you. Second wave challenges. Second wavers may have felt slightly more functional in the world, but that doesn't mean the journey was easy. Many of these souls were observers, not participators. They moved through life quietly, often unnoticed, often misunderstood. But they were absorbing everything, processing the human experience without fully identifying with it. They came here to hold light, but that sometimes made them feel invisible. Common challenges include feeling like they're not doing enough, struggling with purpose, identity, or motivation, having few close relationships, longing for community, but avoiding entanglement, silently suffering from existential loneliness. Because many of these souls didn't take on heavy karmic contracts, they don't have the same tangled lessons as others. But that also meant they didn't feel deeply grounded here. And yet, just their vibration shifted timelines. They walk into a room and bring calm. They speak few words but change people's energy. They often don't realize how healing their presence is until someone tells them years later, "You saved me." If you're in this wave, please know you don't need to do more. You came here to be, and that is enough. Third wave challenges. Then there are the third wavers, the builders of New Earth. Brave, fierce, intuitive, and wired for a higher dimensional existence. But here's the paradox. They often struggle the most in childhood. Because they're already vibrating at a higher frequency, being placed in old educational models, toxic family systems, or dense environments can be traumatic. So we see misdiagnosed behavioral disorders, early trauma, deep frustration with authority and structure, intense spiritual gifts that no one understands, an inner conflict between wanting to rebel and wanting to heal. Many of these souls incarnated into lineages that needed massive clearing. Their job was not just to build new Earth, but to dismantle old karmic threads in their ancestry. That's a heavy load for a young soul, but these beings are strong, not in a violent way, but in a deeply sovereign way. If you're in this wave, and you've ever felt misunderstood, silenced, or lost, please know your blueprint is divine. You are the leaders we've been waiting for. You don't need to fit into the old world. You came here to create a new one. The amnesia of Earth. One of the hardest parts of this mission is forgetting. Every soul who volunteers to incarnate on Earth agrees to amnesia. The forgetting is part of the experience, because it allows you to rediscover your light through choice, not memory. But for volunteers, the forgetting can feel like abandonment. Dolores described this again and again. Clients would go into trance and say things like, "I know I came to help, but I don't know how. I feel like there's something I'm supposed to remember, but I can't find it." And she would remind them, "That's okay. The remembering doesn't come all at once. It comes in waves, a dream, a book, a moment in nature, a conversation with someone who sees your soul, and suddenly you remember a little more." So if you felt frustrated by the forgetting, please be gentle. You are not late. You are not behind. You are right on time. What happens after the mission? This is a question Dolores asked often in her sessions. When the mission is complete, do these souls go back home? And the answer, again and again, was yes. Many volunteers are not part of Earth's karmic cycle. They don't need to reincarnate here again, unless they choose to. Some go back to their home planets or dimensions. Some return to the source field. Others stay in non-physical realms, helping guide souls from beyond the veil. But while they're here, the mission continues, because Earth is shifting. The new Earth Dolores spoke of, a higher vibrational frequency of love, unity, and peace, is already emerging, and the three waves are the midwives. You came to help humanity birth itself into a higher state of being. You are not a wanderer, you are a bridge. How to activate your mission now? So maybe you're watching this and wondering, what do I do with this? How do I fulfill my role? Here's the truth Dolores emphasized. You don't need to wait for some big sign. You don't need to be a healer, a speaker, or a teacher. You just need to start listening to your soul. Here are a few ways to activate your mission right now. Connect with your higher self daily. Through meditation, journaling, dream work. The more you ask, the more you receive. Honor your sensitivity. Your emotions are not flaws, they're your guidance system. Trust them. Follow what feels expansive. Your mission will feel light, exciting, and aligned, even if it's scary. Create something. Anything, a poem, a conversation, a garden. Every act of creation is an act of service. Remember, you are never alone. There are millions of volunteers here now. Many are still asleep, but many are waking up, just like you. Convergence, all three waves are coming together. And now we're at a turning point. The first wave has anchored the path. The second wave has held the light, and the third wave is building the new. But here's the beauty. They're all converging. These waves are no longer separate. They are now moving in harmony. The earth is rising. The veil is thinning, and souls are remembering faster than ever before. Dolores saw this. She knew it would happen, and now it's unfolding. Right now, as you watch this, something is stirring in your soul, something ancient, something sacred. And it's whispering, you are here for a reason. So now I ask you, which wave do you feel in your bones? What part of this story echoed in your heart? Have you always felt like you were here for something more? If you feel safe to share, I invite you to comment below. I am one of the volunteers. I remember now. Let's fill the comment space with light, with truth, with soul family. And if this video helped you remember who you are, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so we can walk this path together. Because Being and Beyond isn't just a channel, it's a place to come home, to remember, to rise. You are needed, you are seen, and you are never, ever alone. Until next time, beautiful soul, stay awake, stay soft, and keep listening. You've already answered the call, now it's time to live it.